Why swimming? Find yourself in the river, lake, and ponds of England. Freshwater swimming are exploration and therapy. The middle of the deepest lake in England, I nearly lost my nerve. Wastewater is nestled in the western corner of the Lake District and an area once beloved by romantic poets. A windy road cuts along one bank, on the other looms Scafell Pike, the tallest mountain in England. The water glints metallic, reflecting the grey, overcast sky. Beneath me were 70 meters of icy water. I was swimming the ceiling of Westminster Abbey on Canterbury Cathedral. The nave of darkness below me, its contents, its population, publication unknown. I felt vigorously and slightly nauseous. It started to rain, streaking my side when I lifted my head from the water below. Short, choppy waves pushed me like a playground bully. My hands turned first palely white and then pink, nubble and raw. My wetsuit, which I had not worn in the water before, flat tied around my throat. I panicked. The water suddenly seemed sinister. My limbs sluggish. Once I was out, swimming on the stripe of stringing, the feeling returning to my hands and feet as pain. I want to get up in. There's nothing addictive about wide, freshwater swimming. Charles Sponsor, whose homes of the Black Museum, dive deep into the links between literature and swimming, and wrote for the Romantic School refreshed the pastime. Like Lord Byron and Coleridge, it was an dull water, like opium, provided the swimmer with a heightened existence, a freeze from the everyday life that loved. Psychologists talk of the endorphins released by the temperature shock of cold water. Swimmers call them endorphins and carve them. A wide winter swimming could bring an pandemic, epidemic, as Frank Arthurco, a psychologist at Oxford, explained in Life at the Extremes. The water appetite for warm grows near the more you move through it. In that psychological stress, there's a taste of steaming. Roger Dinkin, a filmmaker and environmental campaigner, described the effect of applying into a Scottish waterflow in his book Waterlogged. It was graspingly, shockingly, ridiculously cold. This was water straight from the mountain that sent your blood surging and cramming every capillary with a bed of oceans, dispatching endorphins to seep into the seat of pleasure in body and brain, so that your soul goes soaring, and never quite settle all day. Waterlogged, which celebrates its 20th anniversary in 2019, did for water swimming what Nico Horan's fever pitch did for football fandom. In the practitioner, it involved a sense of being understood, an outsider fascination. A compulsive journey across Britain sea, lake, river, canal, moat, and open-air pool. It also put on its wetsuit at the merest gleam of a ripple. The book has the thrill of addiction. Beyond that, Dixon was also immersing himself in landscape, reflecting on who used it and who can run through it, and on the eccentric climbing nature of his country. As a difficult time of my life, I slipped into fresh water myself. My initiation into wine swimming was hardly adventurous or stressful, but it gave me an inkling of what was to come and taught me something about the clumsiness. The Kingwood Ladies' Pond on Hampstead Heath is one of 3 reservoirs built in the 17th century to provide Londoners with fresh water. Another pond is used by psychologists before the days of listening begins. Mothers would talk about erect children to their friends, swimming breaststroke side by side, elegantly off-court, pretenders who all know each other by sight. Some many defended the rules and sprawls topless in the meadows around the pond or drink with friends. On one of my earliest dips there, on a cool spring day in May, I puzzled on edge, nervously icing the water and the blackboard propped up by the steps on which the water temperature was screwed in quotes. "Come on, girls," a woman behind me boomed, loudly counting down the metal steps as she took his plunk bottle first with no let or hesitation. Soon I became hooked. Racing to the pond after work, the haze of a sweaty tube carriage swept away as I dived in, or getting there early on an autumn morning when the pond was cool and still. The more I went, the more I found myself part of growing informal association of freshwater athletes, many of whom Duncan has inspired to swim. For some, he opened the way to write, too, as well. Jenny Lanson wrote about women who swim, often overlooked by writers such as Mr. Bowen. Their personal accounts referred to regretfully as swimmers and water biographers. Their novel-based swimming club friendship and the prose collections dedicated to outdoor bathing. Devotees appreciate the pastime freedom, commitment, and the perspective. No lanes exist in martial you. No demands are made upon you to swim clockwise or end to end. You sometimes share the water with humans, always with non-humans, who will swap across your head. Their elegance in mind flight make you cross mid-stroke. Dragonfly dance from lily pad to lily pad. Flash of blue in the gloom. Even on occasion, the mixed basin of nibbling fish, unlike a worker, firmly on solid ground and below the sky, the suspended swimmer is within and without, sending one word from a new angle while partially submitting another remained unseen.